We know that a bottle, on average, this guy, weighed 5% of a pound. So now let's do the math on the paper towels. What do we think this weighs? If it's 5% of a pound, 7/8 of an ounce, what do we think a paper towel roll weighs? 2 pounds. Ooh, that'd be heavy. Half a pound is the correct answer right up here in front. So just to confirm that, let's run it on the scale. Power me up. Now these scales are used for measuring like kitchen weights, you know, food stuff.
7 3/4 of a pound.
7 3/4 is actually the ounces. So right, if we know that there's 16 ounces, half a pound exactly would be 8 ounces, and this is 7 3/4. For the purposes of the scorecard, we're using half a pound. Since this is 1/4, 7 3/4, this is rounded up to make the average and the math a little easier. But we're within a tiny, tiny fraction, because honestly, some of them come in a little heavier. So part of the math assignment here is to not necessarily use decimals with like lots and lots of numbers, but to get to something that's reasonable. This one, as an example, that has more like the 90 sheets, comes in, you know, at 9 1/4. So the average is between that 7 and 8 and 9 grams. Ounces. Okay. So now that we know that, we can start to do some math here. Let's go to the paper towel sheet. Who had the most for the week? Most paper towels?
I don't think it makes sense either, because you never use paper towels.
Well, let's just use it as an example. If we had 13 for the 12 for the week, I can put this away now, given my math skills, with half a pound per roll. How many pounds of paper did you use for just paper towels?
Too many, that'd be 6.
6 pounds. Okay, 6 pounds doesn't seem like too big of a deal until you start to look around the room and realize that in the same week, if there were 100 of us, you'd end up with 600 pounds in a single week. A tree will generate about 500 pounds worth of paper towels. So if everyone used that level of paper consumption in one single week, this group would have needed to cut down a tree just to service the paper towels. Now, imagine a year at 50 or more trees, and then think about the school district, and think about the state of Pennsylvania, and think about all of the 8th graders, 6th graders, 5th graders all across the country, and you would have an incredible number. Millions and millions of pounds. So the goal, again, is to incrementally reduce. We start with reduction. Whoever raised their hand about cloth was making a great point, that we can start by doing a few things that shift the way we think about the common products that we buy.